Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. I am Jackie. My name is Jackie, and I am forever faithful. Thank you so much for joining my channel. Happy Mother's Day to all those mothers out there. Actually going to see mine right now. Anyway, I just kind of wanted to ask a question. Do you have any idea when the devil is using someone in your life? Well, I have a story, one of many. I didn't know it at the time when I was in this relationship, but I realized later on, many years later, that this person had been influenced by a demonic spirit. So I'm dating this guy, and we hit it off right away. Things are going well, and overall we dated close to 2 years. But these things happen, I'm about to mention, like months and months apart from each other. But the first incident, red flag, that I noticed was, that we went out to dinner to a nice restaurant. The waiter actually complimented me, on my eyes or whatever, and he got upset to the point where he actually ruined the entire dinner. And it felt like he was thinking of me as his property because I was his girlfriend. And I told him that he was jealous and all of that. He's like, no, I'm not. But I asked him, I said, so had it been a female complimenting me in the same manner, I said, would that have bothered you? He's like, no. I said, so what's the problem? Anyway, so that was the first red flag that I ignored. Later on, months later, he, for whatever reason, thought that I was cheating on him, which I was not, or he made the assumption, because I get a lot of attention from my male counterparts, that I could possibly be entertaining them or whatever, but I'm not, right? So when I'm in a relationship, I'm just with that one person, that's it. So it got so bad that we was always arguing all the time, and I finally said, I don't want to be in this relationship anymore. I mean, I'm not happy. We always arguing, so what's the point? You don't believe me when I tell you that I'm not cheating on you, and that I actually do love you, and that you're the only person that I want in my life, right? And so when I said I'm done, he cried. Like, I literally never seen him cry. So I was like, oh, okay. So he apologized, and we went on with our relationship. Then everything was okay, until, let's see, it was like on a weekend. We were both in college or whatever. We slept like on a weekend, was just cooking out or whatever. And I remember it was on a Saturday, and we had a little verbal confrontation, and he was at the kitchen sink, and I kind of just tapped him on the back of his neck, not hard or anything, truly like a little tap, like with the kid, right? So next thing I knew, I was on the floor with my head he was beating my head up against the floor at least 3 or 4 times. And, and of course I'm crying, and he apologized. I mean, it happened so fast that I was like, what the heck? He apologized and all of that. I'm so sorry, you shouldn't have put your hands on me. And I agree, I shouldn't have, even with the light tap, shouldn't have. But what I did definitely I did not deserve that type of response, right? So I was like, oh shit. And then probably several months later, I remember it was on a Sunday. He had went to church with me for the first time, and we went back to his place to cook out. right? So, okay, we doing that. And I called into my job to get my schedule for the following week. But I talked to the female assistant manager and told me about her blind date. Long story short, he comes into the room because I was in his bedroom on the phone, and he actually accused me of cheating with some of my bosses, which were men, mostly men, only one female. And I was like, I have not, I do not, da da da. So we started this whole argument again, him accusing me of something that I did not do. So I'm like, okay, I'm done. I'm so over this. I'm tired of trying to convince you that I'm not cheating on you. I haven't even thought of cheating on you. But the way that you're behaving definitely makes me think I want someone else now, right? So once I get off the phone, we start, get into this heated argument. I said, it's over. I'm done. Just take me home. He's like, I'm not taking you home. He's like, find your own way home. So I go back into his room, use the phone, call a friend of mine for her to pick me up. But he comes into the room and completely snatches the phone out of the wall. So I could not call. So the window was up and I started to scream for help, right? Out of the window, the neighbors. He get really pissed at me about that because he didn't want the neighbors knowing what was going on, right? Drawing attention to ourselves, right? So he shuts the window, and after that, it just got really, really, really bad. He became physical with me, physically abusive to the point where I ran into the bathroom, which had no windows or anything. I ran into the bathroom, and then the next thing I know, like, I'm locked in there and can't get out. And he's banging on the door and telling me to get out, open the door. If you don't open it now, it's going to be even worse. Da, 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 da. I didn't know what to do. I literally did not know what to do. So I was like, okay, I should have left it closed because he was not very happy at all. And mind you, he had 3 roommates, but none of the roommates was there. There was always someone at that house. So I'm like, okay, so he literally busts down the door into the bathroom. He put his hands around my neck. He literally had me up against the wall with my feet off the floor. And then the next thing I know, I am trying to gasp for air. And even at the time, I was wondering, like, wait a minute. What is going on here? I can't breathe. And I'm like, he's not that big to have this type of strength to hold me up, choking me for so long. So I said, okay. I'm praying in my head. I'm freaking out. It's happening all so fast. This is something I didn't think this person would ever do. So he takes me from the bathroom. He drags me from the bathroom, drags me into the hallway, then into his bedroom. Then the next thing I know, I see a pillow on the bed, and there I go. He literally pushes me onto the bed. He pushes me onto the bed, and I was like, oh shit. And the next thing I know, I'm literally gasping for air. I feel myself getting lightheaded and all of that. And I was just praying, help me to God. And literally right before I could feel myself completely passing out, that's when there was I could breathe and gasping for air. But what is really crazy is that he had no idea what happened. He took me home. His roommates came in right after that. We was in the middle of arguing. My makeup completely off my face. And then the next thing I know, we're getting in the car. I'm all disheveled. He's completely being disrespectful, verbally abusing me now. all the way home. So when he gets back home, he actually says, he's like, what happened? He's calling me, and I'm calling my friend to come and pick me up. And he's calling to talk to me. And he literally, when I finally talked to him days later, he said, oh my gosh, what happened? I don't remember anything. This is when I knew, like, oh my God, this person had actually been possessed. So the thing is, the warning signs were there. The warning signs were there. And I ignored them. I ignored those signs. But what was interesting is that on the way home, everything that he told me, was saying to me, was some of the same things that his mother had said about him. So I knew it wasn't about me. But that was an open door. Those wounds, the words that his mother has used towards him over his lifetime really affected him, which hurt him and left the door open for demonic spirits to come in. And that's exactly what happened. So pay attention to people's actions and their words as well. Do they seem possessive? Do they seem to fly off the handle at a moment's notice? Can they go from 1 to 100 like within a matter of seconds? These were red flags. I was young and dumb and so naive. This was like my real first boyfriend in love. But I'm here to tell you, pay attention to those warning signs. And that's because all of us have wounds that have not been healed. It is so easy for the devil, negative entities, to come in and influence your mind and your behaviors. So I'm just releasing this as a word of caution. Pay attention, okay? All right, that's all I have for you all today. Hope you have a great day. Till next time, bye.